What's up YouTube? This is Rob with Freeze Aquariums. Today I'm doing an unboxing on a product, actually a new product from Nicrew. Quick disclaimer is I do not receive any compensation for my reviews. My reviews are, as I tell you in all my videos, if it's great I'll tell you so, if it's crap I'm going to tell you so. One of the benefits about not getting any monetary compensation. Now with that being said, Nicrew reached out to me and they asked me, they had seen some of the video reviews that I have done on some of the other product, and for those of you that have followed me along this journey of mine, you'll see that I've used quite a few different Nicrew lights, and as far as a cost savings, now I can speak to the longevity. I've had Nicrews running for 4 or 5 years with no issues. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with their lights. They grow plants, they make your fish colors look good. So, with that being said, if this light turns out to be garbage, you'll be the first to know. So what we have is the Nicrew C10 plant LED. Now, as you saw, and if you didn't, it's on the channel, I had done a review on their classic LED plant light, and I have that on my 29 gallon, and my plants are doing fantastic. Just some info with regards to the light. So I'm interested to see, because I have a lot of planted tanks, and I experimented with quite a few lights over the course of 5 years, from the Fluvels to the Nicrews to the Hygers, and to date I've had a lot of good success and not had to break the bank in achieving what I want. So what you get are the adjustable legs. It's definitely packed well. Now with these, a lot of times, like on the Aqua Clears, if you lose the foot on the back to adjust it, I cut these and stick these up there so I have a perfectly flat piece to keep the filter level. So now that I've got it out of the box, it comes with an aluminum chassis. So this particular model is the 48 to 60 inch, and it sells on Amazon for $59.99. Attached cord, plug connector, has built-in controls. There you go. And then basically you just slide your legs in both sides and put it on the tank. So a little bit about the light is it's a full spectrum aquarium light, 6500 Kelvins, white. It's got 460 nm blues and a true 660 nm reds. Why is that important? Because the red LEDs help to maximize the photosynthesis of your plants. What I've noticed with my other lights that have red in those, the plants do well on the algae, with the proper lighting period, the algae stays to almost a non-existent or a minimal state. As I showed you, it has the smart timer. So with the timer, you can customize off and on. It gives you the ability to do traditional presets. You don't have to manually turn on the timer. Instead, you just set the timer off and on at any moment by programming the light. But also, you can go in and set the various times. So, as I mentioned, it's fully customizable. It utilizes a backlit LCD screen. controller, and it's the first, now according to them, at this price point, for the first time, individual dimming 0% to 100% for channel 1, which houses your white and red LEDs, and channel 2 are all of your blue LEDs. 10,000 color temperature combinations are available just by doing your adjustment there. So that's pretty good, especially for 60 bucks. Now, the smaller lights range 12 to 18 inches is $21.99, 18 to 24 is $27.99, 24 to 30 is $42.99, 30 to 36 is $46.99, and 36 to 48 is $52.99, and then of course the 48 to 60 is $59.99, which is this one. Now this is good for like 55 gallons, 75 gallons, you know, with a decent footprint. It does have a 100-degree spread, so it's definitely going to keep those dark spots or dim parts of your tank at a minimum. It does have a gradual ramp up and dim down feature simulating natural sunrise and sunset each day. The light is completely off at night. When feeding the fish at night, switch on the light manually so that you can have 100% brightness. It is IP67 rating. Why is that so important? Is that it is a water resistant design. So it's sealed pretty well. So if you happen to accidentally drop it in the tank, or if water splashes up on it, it's going to be okay, or should be okay. So with this, you have the vivid lighting effect with true colors, and this would work well for low to medium light plants. It's ETL certified power supply. If I can get this untangled here. So I know when I was doing some quick research on this, there was a question asked about if the power should go out, do you need to reset it? And I know on my other Nicrew that I actually have the inline timer that I bought and added to it. You don't have to. You just have to, just the current time needs to be reset. So that way, once it's reset, the programming is still there. So the default on-off program, the lights are auto on and off at 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. with a 30-minute ramp up and dim down at any level of brightness. Quickly set a current clock and run the program when you don't want to reach a custom module. So as blinding as it is, this is with all lights on. The control is really responsive. The build quality is definitely solid. It's definitely not cheap as far as the heat resistant aluminum chassis to dissipate the heat. Even the controller doesn't feel like that cheap plastic. Also, it comes with a quick start guide, and it basically goes into some safety about setting it up. It talks about the limited warranty. It carries a 12-month limited warranty from the date of purchase. If the product's within warranty and you require replacement parts or service, you just contact Nicrew. It talks about the ramp up times. And then it also gives you some information with regards to par and the settings. This is actually pretty good. The par essential requirements of the light emissions within the photosynthesis range of 400 to 700 nm. This represents the area of light that plants use for the photosynthesis or to grow. So light level, and they actually give you some samples of plants, which is really good when it comes to people that are new to doing planted aquariums or having plants. So low light types of plants, they call out Java moss, Java fern, Anubias, hornwort, and I don't know why I say this word all the time and now I can't say it. Anocistrus. The par is 30 to 65. And I know when you scour the depths and rabbit holes across YouTube, people will tell you par is not important, it's more the Kelvins, and then others will say it's not, Kelvins aren't important, it's par, you know. And as I mentioned about the 660 red NM LEDs, that seems to be consistent, that those are really needed to help the plants achieve the best possible growth, with the exception of CO2. So mid-level plants, they talk about Aponygitans, Bacopa val, Hygrogophilia, and Cryptocorenes at a par between 65 and 100. And then highlight Lewigia, Stargrass, Rotella, bottom and foreground plants, 100 to 200 par. In general, most aquariums require 7 to 10 hours of light per day. 8 hours is more typical. And again, with that being said, and that's right here, you need to observe your tank when you put these lights on and see how things grow, see how things react, especially when you're dealing with low light plants with a higher par or a higher Kelvin or more powerful light, because you can actually burn some plants like Java fern is one of those plants that can actually get a sunburn. It will turn brown and eventually die. Crypts don't always like to, certain crypts don't like to be under bright light. Now I have a lot of success because I have crypts that are underneath some of the more taller plants that like the lights, even in my other tank, and they grow 8-9 inches and they bush right out, but they grow tall. So they're saying for newly planted aquariums to avoid algae growth between 5 to 6 hours, which, I mean, this is more good information for the novice coming into the hobby and coming into a planted aquarium. 10 hours or more, too much light can cause excessive algae. So full spectrum provides a pleasant color output similar to Kelvin spectrums like 7 to 8,000 K. This color spectrum runs all of the white, red, and blue LEDs at full power, as you saw. Great for higher light demanding aquariums. Sunlight provides a warmer white color temperature like 6,500 Kelvins. The light output is similar to sunlight and gives plants a natural look. Great for low to medium light plants and fish with orange and yellows. And they show you where the adjustments are. And then Moonlight, low intensity blue light simulates natural moonlight and encourages nocturnal species of fish to exhibit natural nighttime behaviors. To better view your aquarium at night, turn off all your lights is highly recommended because of the low intensity output. So channel 1 being all the lights is off, and channel 2 being just blue is only going to be at 5%, so it's not going to be so bright. Sunset begins at start time. For example, if the program light comes on at 9 a.m. with a 30-minute sunrise, the light will reach set brightness by 9:30 a.m. Sunset 5 o'clock with a 30-minute sunset, the light will be completely out by 5:30. So with that, folks, trying to keep it brief here, I'm going to put it on the tank quick and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so I have it on the tank, and that light that you see now is the Haiger 957. So now I'm going to take probably two competitors, Nicrew and Haiger, and we'll compare it. So there you can see just their light. Go over here and I'll turn on the Nicrew. So there's both on. So as you see, it did brighten the tank up. There it is off. There it is on. So that's just the Haiger. Now turning theirs on, this Anubias and some other plants appeared to get a better green look to them. So now let's turn off the Haiger. Okay, so now that is the Nicrew light. I'm going to try to move it back so there. So with any light, because of, you know, some of these tanks have that, if your light's right over there, it does block it. A tip is you can go to a hardware or a Home Depot type store and get these little plastic clips, hinges, and you can glue them or silicone them to the light or to the lid and then do away. You could put them, you know, put one here on the end, one in the middle, and one on the end, and so forth for the other one. So now it leaves a space here for the light to penetrate, but it also is clear plastic so the light shines through it. As I mentioned about the spread, it's definitely front to back. You can see a little bit of the light diminishing in the corners. Now again, that goes back to the fact that my glass is dirty and the fact of the plastic, the smoke color. So I just catty cornered that light, and what it did was it brightened up this front corner and it kind of darkened the back corner. So all right, so a little bit better representation. I took the glass lids out from underneath, so it's got a decent spread. You can see over there that that corner is lit up again. This one is lit up as well. You get the shimmering effect up in there, and as you see, all the neons. So right there, that is 0 channel 1, no reds, no whites, just blue. Of course, we're getting some bleed in from outside, but you can see how the neons pop. So imagine you're sitting in a dark room and you're seeing that. Now you can adjust that up as well. There you have it. You got to see the C10, got to see how each one delivered a little bit different light. Some were crisp and solid, some were kind of a warm tone. Things to consider or to think about when you're going to do a tank, a planted tank, or upgrade your current lighting. What kind of lighting do you want? Do you want a crisp? Now me personally, I like a nice crisp white light, or white to the eye, but I'm getting full spectrum so that my plants continue to grow. Things that you need to take into consideration. How much do you want to spend? Now, for the Fluval 2.0 that I got new was $200. I can buy 2 of these and still not go over $150. For me, it's a no-brainer. I'm about saving money, and in a lot of my videos I try to save you guys money, which is why when Nicrew asked if I would review these, and I took a look at them and I looked at the price points, I'm like, hey, it's another option for you guys and gals to add to your tank and not have to spend so much money. And the money you save, you can put into something else, more plants, buy your first plants, get more fish, whatever the case may be. I hope that, seeing the differences, excuse me, and the spread of light and some of the darkness that you get in the tanks with smaller lights that don't have that wider spread, it gives you something to think about. Now, my final thoughts on this light is it feels well built. Definitely got some weight to it. It's not like that cheap plastic and whatever. It's the chassis got some weight to it. The fact that it's IP67 rated, if it accidentally falls in the tank, I know I can take it up, dry it off, and I should be okay. If I want to run a tank with no lids on it, no glass lids, because I want that shimmering effect, I know it's not going to damage this light. Having history using Nicrew and having lights that are 6 years old from Nicrew, 5 years, and I think my newest are probably 3 to 4. I've not had a problem with Nicrew lights, and I'm speaking from personal experience. They're all still up and running. The only difference is that I like about this is that for somebody new getting that, or somebody that just doesn't want to monkey around, that's not technically savvy, I guess you could say, set the timer, plug it in, and forget about it. Let it run its course. But you have to keep in mind about algae. You might have to go in, dim it down, change the time. So Nicrew, in my opinion, in the 6 years that I've been purchasing from them or buying their products, they're, a good contender in this crazy expensive hobby. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. But I think personally, if you're in the market for upgrading your lighting or getting a light or wanting to get in plants, definitely check out Nicrew C10. I think the price is right. You have a 12-month warranty, where some of the other manufacturers, you may have 3 months, 6 months, whatever. So at least you have 12 months on here. Customizable, dimmable, and you can't beat it at that pricing. So it's definitely a contender in that lesser expensive lighting market. With that, folks, I've rambled on enough. I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, one thing. I'm doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I have giving away an Aqua and AQQA heater, which I did a review on the heater on the channel. 300, 500, or 800 watt, whichever one you choose. So share this stuff, get it out there, let people know. Come on in. Once I hit that 1,000, I'll do a giveaway. May even see if I can't give away some other stuff. But with that, I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope this video helped give you some other alternatives to less expensive lighting for your tank. And with that, folks, as always, keep your sleeves wet. God bless. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Peace.